All right, some say this is a contradiction, and well, they believe that it proves the Bible can't be trusted and it's full of mistakes, that it's just ancient fiction. What if it wasn't a contradiction? A name changes everything, and the relationship to that name shows a deeper story. Let's get into it. My name is Craig, and this is Morning Star Quest, where we are delving into the Bible one question at a time.
G'day everyone, I'm Cosmo. Today we're diving into a puzzling contradiction that might not be what it seems.
Okay, today's question is number 51. We're one away from a whole year of doing this once a week, and I'm pretty chuffed, to be quite honest. And I'm going through an amazing journey for 439 of these contradictions that atheists say that are in the Bible. And I feel like they're saying the Bible can't be trusted. I'm saying let's find out 1 week at a time, one question at a time. And we're going to go through every single one of these questions. It's going to take 8.5 years. Let's go.
That's fantastic, Craig. 51 weeks of tackling these contradictions is a huge milestone. Just one more and you'll have a full year under your belt. Let's make this one count.
All right, so who was Basemath's father, or Basemath's father? And so we've got Genesis 26:34, Genesis 36, 2-3. Now, here's the thing. This may seem like a very small, I can't even say insignificant. How do you say that?
No worries. The word you're looking for is insignificant.
And so the question is here, this is such an insignificant, you said it better, thing, and it is, who is Basemath's father? Now, I've got Basemath, or Basemath, but in this, it says that her father is one person here, and it's one person in a different section, and it's still in Genesis, and it kind of... And like I said, you might think this is non-consequential. Oh, I got that one right. I think there's way more to this story.
Exactly. Even something that seems minor can lead us to a richer understanding of the narrative. So, let's dive into who Basemath's father really was and why it matters.
All right, well, let's get into the actual contradiction itself. So Genesis 26:34, when Esau was 40 years old... who's Esau first?
Esau is a key figure in Genesis. He's the elder son of Isaac and Rebekah and the twin brother of Jacob. He's known for selling his birthright for a bowl of stew and for his complicated relationship with his brother.
We won't get into more of this, but this is a contradiction that he has a wife that has two fathers, and it seems a little odd. So when Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. And Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. Now, let's get this right. It's not the Elon you know, but it's the Elon the Hittite.
Right, definitely not that Elon. So here we have Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. How can Basemath have two different fathers listed? What's going on here?
Well, let's have a look at Genesis 36:2-3. So that's not that long ago from... Where are we here? Genesis 26, and then we go to 36. So this is only 10 chapters later. Esau took his wives from the women of Canaan. Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite. So there's one there. Adah, daughter of... Oh, okay. And Aholibamah, daughter of Anah, and granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite. Oh, you got to love all these names. But anyway, and also Basemath, daughter of Ishmael and sister of Nebaloth. So yeah, we got Basemath, daughter of Ishmael, and yet in the other one we have Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. So this is getting very confusing.
It really is. So, in Genesis 36, Basemath is now listed as the daughter of Ishmael, which is quite different from being the daughter of Elon the Hittite. That's a big change. What could cause such a difference?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Cause, like we've got here, let's just put it out there. Genesis 26, Basemath is the daughter of Elon, And in Genesis 36, Basemath is the daughter of Ishmael. It is getting very confusing. And I think part of this problem is if we focus on the person's name, I think we come unstuck, because I tried to work this out. And when I first got into this, I don't know. The more I tried to get into it, the more I got confused. I'm thinking, who's this? Who's that? And all that sort of thing. However, once I stopped focusing on the name and focusing on the context, that is when it started to click. So this is Esau. He's on the right-hand side. He is in grey. And we have 4 wives here. Now, I'm not going to go into why he's got 4 wives. I think when it comes to the Old Testament, this is where man tries to be perfect. We are not. They fall, and this is part of that. But we won't get into that right now. I'm going to read Genesis 26, and I want you to have a look at this. No, that way. No. Oh, I got to that way. I want you to look at the family tree here. Now, on the right-hand side, we have Mahalath, we have Basemath, Judith, and Aholibamah. Okay, so let's go through Genesis 26. When Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite. So we can see that she's in orange, and her father is Beeri the Hittite. Okay, that is fairly straightforward. And then it goes on to Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. So Basemath is in green here, to Elon the Hittite. Then we go to Genesis 36, and it says, Esau took his wives from the women of Canaan, Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite. Now in green we can see that later she is called Adah, no longer Basemath. And she is still in green. Her father still is Elon the Hittite. So in context, it's the same person, but a different name. And then we go to Genesis 36, 2-3. Esau took his wives from the women of Canaan, Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, daughter of Adah. Where's that one? Oh, yeah. Daughter of Adah and granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite. So in purple, you can see that right there. That flows fairly nicely, and it is a separate person. And then we go to, and also, it mentions also, Basemath, daughter of Ishmael and sister of Nebaioth. We're never going to be able to pronounce these names. So in blue, you can see Mahalath later is called Basemath, and Basemath is later called Adah, and it's very confusing if you focus on the names. But if you focus on the context of the family tree of Esau's wife is the daughter of Elon the Hittite, it doesn't matter what her name is, she's Elon Hittite's daughter. And the name may change, but who cares? It's the context. And the same is with Mahalath. She is called Mahalath, and I'm assuming she's called Mahalath in a different section, but later she is called Basemath. But in context, they want you to know that it's the daughter of Ishmael and also the brother of Nebaioth. Oh, I think I nearly got that. Yes.
It's quite amazing. I mean, it's almost like Basemath needed a name tag at family reunions. Hello, my name is Basemath, and these are my 2 dads.
Well, no, because good joke, but no, she wouldn't need 2 name tags. She would just need to say who her father was, and then it wouldn't matter what her name is. And the thing is, this happens throughout history. This happens throughout the Bible. This is always,
Absolutely. That's a great point. Lineage and family ties were incredibly important, and identifying someone by their father was a common practice. So when there's a difference like this, it definitely makes us want to dig deeper into why that change happened.
And the thing that amazes me is people say that when you say Jesus is part of history and there is this proves that Jesus existed, people come along and they say, no, this Jesus, it could be just Jesus the baker, or Jesus the candlestick maker. It's not the Jesus that's in the Bible. Some historians, actual historians that had they had Roman details and data and everything in front of them, and they didn't back off with who Jesus is. And they wanted to make sure you knew exactly who it was. So, Tacitus, he wrote, consequently, there we go. Tacitus, he wrote, consequently, to get rid of the report, Nero fastened the guilt and inflicted the most exquisite tortures on the class hated for their abominations called Christians by the populace. So really, you can see that this historian, he didn't like Nero and he didn't like Christians at all. So this kind of gives this a bit more weight, because if he was for Christians, then you think, yeah, of course you're going to say this. And then he goes on, Christus, or Christ, from whom the name has had its origin, suffered the extreme penalty during the reign of Tiberius. This is where it's getting, really specific, at the hands of one of our procurators, Pontius Pilatus, and most mischievous superstition, thus checked for the moment, and again broke out not only in Judea, the first source of the evil, but even in Rome. So basically he's saying this evil cult, and of course he's talking about Christians, is the source of this evil. So he really doesn't like it, but he's not shying away which specific Jesus we're talking about.
Exactly. Tacitus was very clear about which Jesus he meant, and he didn't have any bias in favor of Christians. That makes his account a strong piece of historical evidence. So it's not just any random Jesus, it's the Jesus.
And then we have Josephus. He goes into just as much detail. This is Josephus. He was Jewish and he was Roman historian. He did not like the Christians himself. Accordingly, he was perhaps the Messiah. He's not going to be specific, concerning whom the prophets have recounted wonders, and the tribe of the Christians, so named after him, has not disappeared to this day. You can't get any more specific. And when you're talking about this contradiction between Esau's wives, you got to go with the context. Jesus is a part of history. Can't deny that. It's whether you think he is real, fake, or he was deluded. That's your question.
Wow, looking at Esau's wives, it's amazing how context changes everything. When we put all the pieces together, not just about family lines, but about the bigger picture, we see a fuller story.
All right, this contradiction has been absolutely and totally busted. And we're going through 439 of these contradictions, one a week, and I want you to join me. So click subscribe, and I would love to see you next week. Go do something awesome for God, and I'll catch you in the next one.